We highly appreciate the ruling of the court, and on my behalf and behalf of my clients, and perhaps my fellow defense counsel, we wish to thank the court for the time it has taken, the resources it has expended towards this trial, and the patience within which the court has accorded to all the parties. We highly appreciate, and should there be a recommendation to a higher bench, be assured that I shall be one of the referees. Amen. And as such, Your Honor, and on behalf of my clients once more, allow me to wish the court a Happy New Year, a Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
I made a request for forms because I need those forms. The lawyer has not given us. Keep them changed. And the shortest time possible, if possible, close to business. Unless we are elsewhere, those forms should have been here. There are also exhibits on the floor. Those exhibits also be released. The forms, those are camp tools, the equipment, we do request that they be returned to our hands. All the things that were called paraphernalia, be released to them. These forms are things handed down to councilmen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I participate in boring you. We are very thankful for your patience. You have suffered us with grace. May I also thank the prosecution for the courage to admit to the insufficiency of evidence. This is not always, like I said earlier in the morning, we have had a history, and that history doesn't speak too well. But now I can see that we are making a turn, we are on the bend to getting to a better place. I would like to thank the court too for the reason that even in the morning as it rained outside, you were sufficiently gracious to arrange for another sitting place for members of the public who had offered come to participate in this festival and see what's happening. So our prayers for good health for both you and our clients who have given us the privilege to present them. It's not everybody who gets the privilege to present the likes of Daudi, those visuals who you may not know, or the first accused who is notoriously known as a patriotic Kenyan. So we are grateful, Your Honor, and may I, as I sit down, say thank you. But as I conclude, we are requesting that we are supplied with a certified copy of the proceedings and this ruling for posterity. This is a ruling, a decision, notwithstanding that we disagree with the outcome, the end result, but I think it is quite sound. It would take us time to reflect and possibly recommend amendments to the CPC 387A to deal with it conclusively, so that this will nearly decision by some officers to charge people and then come and say, sorry, we did not conclude on the investigation, should stop. And lastly, and this I am not addressing the court particularly, but to ourselves as Kenyans, and more especially the police officers, I was shocked to hear from the prosecution that the police officers who were rounded up from different jurisdictions did not keep a record of themselves plus the arms they carried. Your Honor will recall, and this is probably a record, that our theory has been that we planted some things on, especially the first accused. What stops any police officer from planting things if they can carry arms from their stations, walk away without a record? No wonder Kenyans are being abducted by people who are not on duty, and the officers senior to them don't know. And you may want to be reminded, especially my colleagues from the prosecution. There was a police officer who was caught in Nairobi collecting bribes from motorists when he was on duty, or he was off duty, he was on leave, and he was actually posted to Makueni. That is the kind of behavior, the laxity that we are seeing in our police service. May I call it a police force because they have not discipline in their mind, but they are service. But this police force, which is supposed to be a service because that's what we expected in the new constitution, they need to reflect and change their behavior. And lastly, for my friend Njenga, we take tea outside as we leave, we should be reminded politely that those, what do you call those, the guidelines, the decision to charge guidelines, they are not law. That's not the statute. We base our decision to charge on the constitution and the penal code. Thank you, and have a good day, everyone.
Just one word, because my colleagues have said it all. Your Honor, I've spoken because I have tremendous respect for this. Your Honor, you are the embodiment of judicial efficiency, judicial humility, judicial appreciation of the public. Because this was a difficult case. But the way you have handled it, you have made us proud. I can actually say that the CID, the DCI, the officers are innocent. The DODBB officers are innocent. These were orders from above. And I think, thank God, the top crumbled. And after the crumbling, so the substratum upon which these judges were premised collapsed. So the reality has dawned that there is no case, because the purpose for which the case was being pursued no longer subsists. And I'm not ashamed to say that this was a politically motivated case. And I thank God that our officers, the DCI and the DPP, have acted properly by appreciating that this was a mistake. This country has to move forward. This is a rich country. There is everything for all of us. There's no need of fighting. There's no need of hating each other. And there's no need of being greedy, because you can't eat a whole gram of food. You only need a handful. So, Your Honor, with those values, I think Kenya can move on. I really take this opportunity to thank you, and I appeal to the CHA. If there is those promotion on merit, then this is one court that should be promoted on merit. Yes, I rest my case, Your Honor.
Only one more thing. We would wish to teach lessons the police officers so that once they take instructions, they take legal and execute legal instructions. I'll be seeking instructions from my client to take personal actions against the IO, Mr. Misoi. And as such, Your Honor, I apply that you have order I be supplied certified proceedings and the ruling for today. I'll personally take actions against you.
Well, I'm conflicted. This one is my plan.
You'll defend him.
Your Honor, just like my colleagues have said, mine is just to wish you the best, and surely you deserve, you are fit for the bench.
That's what I stated. It is obvious that this application is brought on two grounds of fear. Fear that these persons reserve the right to sue the state for harassing, threatening, and all manner of things. Such that when they walk out, then there will be fear on the part of the key persons to sue the state. We still have that right to sue the state. Secondly, in order to instill fear that the moment they walk out of that door, will be arrested. Those are the two fears that we have. We hope this was brought in good faith, such that the moment they walk out, they're free men. But reserving the right to sue the state for the best.
Yes. Oh. Anything from the prosecutor?
Here are our final remarks as the prosecution. This is a court of law as well as a court of justice. The law has been followed. The justice has been administered. Thank you. So, Your Honor, we forgot to make a rider. If you can allow me to make the rider. Your Honor, all the experts should return to the accused except to the granted ones. Yeah, we need to be sure about that.
Besides, should keep this.
Yes. Each stakeholder should keep their experts.
Na hata bangi miso yaweke. And they can make use of the tobacco. Yes. Yes, following the post ruling sentiments and application, I give the following directions. The court's proceedings and rulings to be typed and certified and it be made available to the parties. The items recovered from the accused, particularly the phones, be released to the accused persons forthwith. The release shall be through the IO. That is all. I wish you well and thank you very much.
We're most obliged.
Free at last.